Hi, so now I have my form. I want to do something more with the form. On my contact I have cases, and maybe I want to be able to manage cases. That means adding cases, removing cases, or updating existing cases. So let's take a look how we can do that. First of all, we're gonna have to require a data source. So the data source will select the cases. Let's see if I already created one, as you can see over here. And if I create a case, let's take a look at the fields that I require. I'm going to require a status, an origin, and obviously I would like to have a subject and a description. There are some fields like contact name and the account name, which are actually already known because I know the contact is linked to, I know the contact is Jack, and I know the account Jack is linked to. We also see that when you're gonna update or create certain records, you might wanna add some logic. So it's gonna be very hard for PDF Butler or Form Butler to just say, okay, well, let's insert a new record. That's why we made it very simple to create actually a form, and the form will, you can populate the own logic to insert or update or delete records that you want. And we'll go through that in this video. So let's take a look at the data source that I have. So this is the case data source. I have my status, subject, origin, and description. So this is the fields that I want to populate. Okay, then I'm also gonna select here the ID of my case. That's gonna be case ID. Add this field, save. Okay, now as I see here, status, the origin, those are actually pick lists. So as we have seen before, we currently also need some pick lists. So I have my status pick list, as you can see over here, case status, and I have my origin pick list here as well. So this one was the case and the field, that's the API name of the field is called origin. So let's now go back to my .config, and in my .config I need to add all of these data sources. So I'm gonna just go here, do new, oh sorry, not new, actionable. I'm gonna add a new data source. So that's gonna be cases for contact, save and new. I'm gonna add also a lead source pick list, save and new. Oh, see, lead source pick list was already there, so it was case origin, save and new, and that's the case status, save. So now I have all my data sources. I like it to be clean, so I'm just gonna remove the duplicates that I have here for the lead source. And now I can start and building my new logic. So I'm gonna open the web form again, and in this web form now I'm gonna create an item, a dynamic list, a container for which I can just say, as you can see here, it's a repeatable, and this dynamic list I'm going to link to my data source for the case contacts, as you voila. Okay, that's that one over here, and then it's going to be the case object API name, obviously. So everything looks good, just some point and click, and now I can start adding my fields. So let's take a look. Which fields do I want to add first? I'm going to add the status and the origin first. So I can say I need a pick list for, and this is going to be the status, and data source going to be cases for contact, and the status field. I'm going to call this one my cases. Okay, so I can do an intermediate save now already. I'm gonna add another pick list for, this is gonna be the origin. Okay, and then the data source is gonna be cases, and it's gonna be the origin. So it immediately knows that there would be a pick list translation data source. Perfect. Then I'm gonna go a text field for the, okay, a text field for the subject. data source. This is gonna be cases for contact subject. Okay, and one text area for the description. So description, data sources, cases for contact, and the description field. Perfect. That's it. That's actually all the logic that I need for this web form now to create my case. So second step is I'm going to require a flow. So I'm going to go to setup. I'm going to say flow. And then here gonna create a new flow. So I'm gonna start from scratch and I'm gonna walk you through step by step. I'm gonna start from scratch in the flow, and then it's gonna be an auto launched flow, no trigger. Okay, and in this flow I will take some input parameters. So let's take a look. Which ones do I need? I'm actually gonna make my life pretty simple, and I'm gonna say new resource. The resource type is of type variable. The API name, I'm gonna call this contact for update. So this is a naming convention, so that the object name, the object API name, be careful, because if it's a custom object, do not forget to add __c, but this is a standard object. So the API name, and then for update. Actually, you get for each flow, each object you handle in the flow form, you get 3 lists, and the list will be for update, for delete, and for create. As the contact already exists, I'm gonna have only a record in the for update. So my data type here is gonna be record, and it's gonna be of type contact, obviously. Allow multiple values. Okay. So, and it's available for input. Do not forget available for input, otherwise we will not be able to input the data into the flow. Okay, that's one resource. Now I need actually also one for the cases. So we're going to be a variable. This is going to be case underscore for create. So that's the one for create. It's going to be a record. It's going to be a list of records, and then it's the case object. Oh, there are lots of objects with case in it. Available for input. Done. Now another one, variable. It's gonna be case for update, because I already have the for create, and then it's record case. Okay, and then allow multiple values. Perfect. New resource, one more variable. In this case, it's also going to be the one for deleting cases. So case underscore for the delete, like this. Okay, it's going to be a record again. It's going to be a collection. The case object. Yes, and then available for input. Done. So this is now very easy. I have 4 lists. They will have some records in it, and now I just gotta make some choices. What do I want to do with those lists, with those records? So the easy one is the contact for update. Here I'm just gonna write an update records. Okay, then I'm gonna say update. It's the contact. And then the record collection is going to be contact for update. So that's easy. That's one. Also, what's easy is the delete records. Okay, and that's going to be delete cases. Okay, then cases for delete. Okay. Before we continue, it's possible that there are no cases to delete, so we're gonna add here a decision. We're gonna check if there are cases to delete. Cases to delete ? Then okay, has cases, that's the outcome, and we can say here that the case underscore for delete is null has to be false. Okay, this one false, and also case for delete is empty has to be false. So these both are now false, so we check on that, so that's fine. And then I'm gonna move this case for delete here. I'm gonna cut this element and then add this right here. So now there is a validation done, and obviously you can do the same validation for the update cases. I would definitely do that. And now back to where we left off, and then I'm also gonna take the one update records, update cases, and this is gonna be cases for update. Cool, that's already safe. This is gonna be web form. Okay, update contact and cases. Let's call it manage contact and cases save. Okay, that's it. And now we're going to do something special for the update, because I'm going to loop through. I'm going to create a loop over what is it called? I'm going to say loop cases insert. Okay, the collection is obviously gonna be cases for create, and we're gonna go from the first to the last one. Sounds good. Now for each, what I want to do is actually enrich it with some data. So I'm gonna do an assignment. So I'm going to create an extra resource because I need the record ID. That's the record ID is going to be the record of the case. So record ID has to be written with lowercase or uppercase I. It's a text and it's available for input. Okay, so with this ID, I'm actually going to get the account from, or actually going to get my more information about my contact. So I'm gonna do here get records, and then here okay, so get contact, the object is contact, obviously contact. Okay, and the ID, contact ID equals record ID. So I'm gonna get, so which fields do I need? I'm gonna only get the first record, that's fine. And I'm just gonna, it says choose fields and let Salesforce do the rest. So I'm gonna choose a field. I need the account ID, because I want to use that account ID to update my case. If I look back here to the new case, you see that it's linked to an account and it's linked to a contact. The contact is going to be the record ID variable, and the account name I just now retrieved. So looks good. Let's do an intermediate save. Okay, let's go to the assignment here. And in my assignment, okay, so I'm gonna say enrich enrich case data. Okay, I don't like the API name, so okay, and then I'm gonna on the current item from loop. Okay, loop cases for insert, that's fine. I want to set the account ID, and I want to set it to that was contact from this one over here, dot account ID. Looks is there an account ID field I can immediately use? Okay, contact. ID. Okay, this one over here. And then I'm also gonna say the contact. Oh, it's first a loop. Okay, and then it's the contact ID that I need to set equals the record ID. So perfect. So now we have the record ID. Then here now, after we have enriched this data, we have to insert the case into Salesforce. We can do that right here, but to be honest, I do not like to add to do inserts in loops because that's a bad practice. So what I'm going to create is a new variable, and I'm going to call it cases for insert. Okay. Then I will say here it's gonna be of type record, obviously, and it's gonna be of type of cases. So case, obviously. So I have a new variable. This one does not have to be available for input because I'm gonna add items to it here directly in this loop. So that's that. Now adding an element here, assignment. No, not a decision. Delete element. Okay, and then adding an assignment element, and in this assignment say assign case for insert. Okay, and then this is cases for insert, exactly that one. I'm gonna add one, and then I'm gonna do the current item in the loop, obviously. Okay, loop item, current item for loop, cases for insert loop. Perfect. So this is gonna fill our collection, and then at the end I'm gonna make a decision here, and I only wanna do insert. How did I call the one here above? Cases to delete, and this one I'm gonna call cases to insert question mark. Has cases. This one will say that the cases for insert is null, is false. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a condition here, cases for insert is empty is also false. So it cannot be null and it cannot be empty. And then we know that there's gonna be cases there, and then we wanna do the insert. So that's fine, has cases, let's call it 2, has to be unique. And then here has cases, I'm gonna call the create records, perfect. And for the create records, I'm gonna call this create cases. This create cases, gonna be multiple, and this is gonna be the cases for insert. Okay, so that's done. That's I'm gonna save this as a new version, save, and I'm gonna activate my flow. So now everything should be fine. Take a look at the cases. So there is 2 cases here, the structural failure and the power generation. So I'm gonna delete one of them, I'm gonna add a few, and I'm gonna update the existing one. Everything seems fine. So let's go to our components. Let's create a new a new form request. So we're gonna be forwarded to the form request now, and yep, so everything should be fine. I'm gonna click this one, and then the form loads. As you can see, it's Jack Rogers 4. I have 2 cases here. So one says escalated and phone. So, and I wanna delete this one over here. So I'm gonna delete and add a new description for this one, and I want to add 2 more cases. Say, let's say it start as escalated, origin web, subject is create case 1, and create case 1 description. Okay, and then I'm going to add another one. Let's say that this one is working. Origin is phone. Create case 2 and create case 2 description. Cool. Okay, so now it should be all fine. What I did not do is add any mandatory fields, so required fields here. If the fields would be required, then obviously the progress bar will show that they are required. So now I can just say submit this form, the flow will run, and when the flow has run, then I can take a look at my cases. I'm gonna refresh this one over here. So we did not change anything to Jack Rogers, that's fine. I have 2 extra cases, create case 1, create case 2, and I did an update on this one for the description, and the new description is there. So my flow worked just fine. It did the updates, everything that I expected. It has deleted the cases, it has inserted the cases, updated the cases, and if I would instruct it to update our contact, it would also have done that.